This is Carl the Cobra Frutch, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Clarke for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. We're here in Manchester for the public workout ahead of Saturday night's huge show at the AO Arena. Liam Smith versus Chris Eubank Jr. 2. And featuring on the undercard is the White Rhino, Dave Allen. Dave, welcome back to big time boxing. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's nice to be back, mate. Yeah, it's been a long time. All these media obligations have got to be done, and you know, you enjoy it the best you can, and find out I'll be here before we know it.
I mean, talk about throwing yourself into the deep end. The challenger awaits on Saturday night is Frazier Clarke. I mean, obviously following you on social media, there's always a bit of a question mark hanging over you whether you'll be coming back into boxing. Was it a case of you coming back just wanting the biggest and best fights possible, or are you happy with going straight into the deep end straight away?
Well, the plan was to come back into build up and get the big fights after some warm-ups, and some knockover jobs, and then keep building the level slowly. But it's not been possible. So it was Frazier Clarke or nothing, really. So I had to take the fight. Yeah, I'm confident in getting a result, but at the same time, it wasn't the plan per se. But we're here now, and I'm ready.
What's it been like for you the last sort of few years, watching the sport go on, the heavyweight division grow? You know, how have you been like sort of handling it, and when did the itch come back for you to finally get back into the ring?
Well, yeah, I was never at the top of the sport, so you know, I watch it as a fan. You know, I'm a massive boxing fan, so I love watching the boxing. But you know, when I was seeing Wardley winning the British title and seeing Frazier come through and other boxers, I was it was not difficult to see, because I love seeing they're all doing well, and it's great to see, and I knew that I'd get myself amongst that mix. So and we're here now, yeah. So I knew I'd get here. I wasn't sure how, but we're here now. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're back. I mean, you've had some very fascinating moments in boxing. I was there the night you beat Nick Webb, and I was also at the O2 when you beat Lucas Brown. Now, with all due respect, these are fights that people never expected you to win. So is it fair to say when the expectation low, the better Dave Allen is?
Possibly. I think I'm an enigma, really. So I know I'm a good fighter. You know, I've done things in the boxing ring, most of the time not as a winner, but you know, you don't go 10 rounds with Dylan White and Tony Yoka and take all T7 if you're not a decent fighter. So the ability's there. It's a mindset thing. I really am a bit of I was an enigma. Saturday I hope to get out of that and just show have a more mature approach to fight week and fight night, and that'll show.
So the question is, what is the target for Dave Allen as he moves on into the next phase of his career? Let's say you have 5 fights and you're in the sport for 2-3 years. You're going to walk away after 2-3 years. What is it that you will want to have achieved?
Well, Saturday will go a long way to deciding that. With a win, the world is at my feet again, for me anyway. I'm not looking at world titles, but looking at Wardley, Adelaide, everything becomes an option. With defeat, Dakers, Fisher, I plan to stay, as long as I'm healthy, I plan to stay around. This is my job at the end of the day. Again, people say, oh, you lost, you should quit. This is my job. I've been doing a 15-year apprenticeship. Do you know what I mean? Let me stay around and do what I did. This is my job. So I'm here to stay. As long as I'm healthy and I can compete at a decent level, I'm here to stay.
You mentioned up there when you was doing the sort of Q&A with Sky Sports, you spoke about David Adelaide, you spoke about Fabio Wardley. So the next question is what do you make of those guys? You know, how do you think the sort of British domestic level's been panning out over the last 6 months? Because there's been a lot of controversy as well. I mean, we obviously had, we were hoping to get your opponent fight Fabio Wardley. That didn't happen. So yeah, your thoughts on the current crop of fighters that are in the mix for the British title right now?
I think they're all very good. You don't get to that level if you're not good. Wardley's a dangerous puncher. Adelaide's still a bit novice, and there's still a few question marks over him, but he's still obviously got a lot of ability. Frazier Clarke, obviously Olympic bronze medal, tells you he's the real deal. It's a good mix. We've always got a good mix. British heavyweights have always been top class. With Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce. We've had Dylan White at world level. She's always had world title fights. Dubois last week had a world title attempt. We've had great heavyweights all the way through history. So one of these will go on to become challenge for world titles. I've no doubt. Hopefully not Frazier Clarke after I stopped him on Saturday, but yeah, it's a good mix.
What's your take on a potential clash between Wardley and Adelaide? But what do you make of those as fighters, and how do you get on with them?
There's a lot of questions over both. They're still novices. They're great athletes who can punch. And obviously they've got a bit about they can box, obviously, but I'm saying they're still a bit novice in the sense they don't have many fights, and you know, the more I see them as more as great athletes who can box more than boxers, great boxers or a bit athletic. Which is, I'm a very good boxer, but I'm probably not as athletic as them. I think Wardley would win that fight. He's more proven. He's been in better opposition. He's proven he can take a shot. He's proven he can be in trouble and come back. Adelaide hasn't. So for that alone, I would go Wardley. And for me, both of them fights, if I beat Clarke, Wardley probably is next.
Well, I've mentioned the word controversy quite a few times during this interview, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding what went down in Poland on Saturday night. I want to start off by what one of the main talking points is. There's quite a few, but was it a low blow or was it not a low blow?
It was a low blow, and you allow 5 minutes to recuperate from the low blow, and Usyk took whatever he took out of that, what he needed. That's it for me. The talk has been about Usyk. It's low blow. He should have been about like 36 years old, being inactive. He's going to beat a very, very good young heavyweight and beat him 9 rounds still and stopped him. We should be raving about his performance, but we're not. We're talking about a low blow because that's what it was, in my opinion.
Frank Warren, Don Charles, Daniel Dubois himself, they're calling for a rematch. I mean, what's your take on it? I mean, do you think the rematch is a fair shake, or would you rather him move on and get that fight with Tyson Fury?
It was a low blow. It was a low blow. So, for me, it's done and dusted. I thought Dubois acquitted himself well. He's young and will come back. I think he's probably going to win a world heavyweight title one day. I really believe he will. But I think they're chasing a lost cause there.
I mean, a lot of people are claiming that Daniel Dubois took the easy route out of the fight, that he quit. If you look back at the fight, there was quite a bit of damage to that eye, the same eye that was damaged when he fought Joe Joyce. So, I mean, is that a fair comment to say that he quit, or do you think Usyk was just too good for him and had too much for him on the night?
I don't think he quit. I think he mentally hit his limit. Physically, maybe he could have got up and carried on, but mentally, I think he checked out. I think 9 rounds of Usyk is a long time. I wouldn't say he quit. No, I think he reached his limit, which we all will find if we're not enough fights.
Well, we're hoping now, after Tyson Fury's next fight, which is against Francis Ngannou, that we do get the undisputed fight now. As I said, you've been sat watching the heavyweight parade go by the last few years. What's the reason that fight is not happening, in your opinion, and will that fight happen next year?
I'm not sure it will happen. For why it will happen, I presume money. Probably that's the reason why. Some of these fights aren't. It's always down to money, but I think Fury wins, but he was paying for that risk because it is a risk. Usyk probably is, in my opinion, one of the only heavyweights who can beat him.
Are we going to expect to see anything fun from you at the weigh-in on Friday?
No fun at all from me all week.
All right, Dave. Before I let you go, final prediction, and also give us a prediction for the main event, Smith Eubank Jr. 2.
I think I win. I think I'm the better fighter. Just got to hold myself on the night. What Frazier Clarke is good at is turning up and giving a good performance. It's like a Gary Neville. It's like the Gary Neville of boxing. He'll give you a 7 out of 10 every time. Whereas I'm not sure, someone who'll give you a 1 week and a 10 the next. So I think I've turned up my best. I'm the better of the two of us. And I think Smith will beat Eubank on points. I think he's just the better fighter.
Dave Allen, it's so good to have you back in boxing. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you the best of luck for Saturday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.